all around us, an ever-present part of our lives. Ice. Do we understand and truly appreciate ice? You think we would. We live in it almost, 8 months out of the year? But what about ice is so unique and special? And what about it do we understand? But more importantly, what about it don't we understand? Let's start with the basics. First, the structure of ice. I know we all think we're familiar with the structure of ice. It comes out of our freezer, it comes out of plastic trays, or we get it out of machines. According to Wikipedia, ice is a solid phase. The word ice normally means water ice, technically restricted to one of 15 known crystalline phases of water. 15 known phases. Did we know that there are 15 classifications of ice? It's not just ice from your freezer and ice from McDonald's. There's 15 different kinds. These 15 things are characterized by how ice is formed, by the pressure that is required to form that kind of ice, by the temperature of the ice. Not all ice freezes at the same temperature, and by the specific crystalline structure of that ice formation. As most of us know, ice usually freezes at 0 degrees Celsius or 32 degrees Fahrenheit, as most of us experience on the roadways driving around these streets. Once it hits 32, you can be sure that ice will start forming. Ice is the only non-metallic substance that expands when it freezes. Did we know that? This is something all of us have also experienced. You're in elementary school, your mom puts a water bottle in the freezer for you. You pull it out the next day, shove it in your backpack, run to class late, pull it out, stick it on your desk, and what happens? It falls over. You pick it up again and stick it back down, and it happens again. And it's because it's expanded. You all see the water bottle protruding at the end. But what else about ice can be interesting and different? First of all, it can vary in color. We're all familiar with the crystal clear, perfect, beautiful ice that we see. Usually, it will come from the different restaurants we're at, or perhaps our own freezer. This ice is crystal clear because there are no air bubbles trapped in it. The ice is formed layer by layer. If you listen at night to your freezer, you'll hear it dripping water. It's because it lays down single layers to freeze them, to keep it from being cloudy. That leads us to cloudy ice. It looks kind of white. This is because there are oxygen bubbles trapped in it. But we can't forget the famous black ice. And I'm sure you all know what that is. Ice also varies in its formation. It's amazing. Ice comes in so many shapes, sizes, looks. We have icicles, long ones, fat ones, all sorts of shapes. We have rime, which are the little teeny ice crystals that form, perhaps on a cup. It's like dew, but it's frozen. We have our snowflakes. Did you know that snowflakes are ice? And did you know that those snowflakes are unique, unlike any other snowflake, because of the way the chemical bonds occur? Imagine being a little droplet of water, and you're floating through the air, and it starts getting cold. All of a sudden, your hydrogen and oxygen slows down. The molecules within those all come to a standstill or about. And you are this beautiful little snowflake. We have hail. We all know what hail's like. It's like rain, but, well, it's hail. We have glaciers. We have our ice cubes, all different types that we've talked about. We have our ice cream. And we have our ice sculptures. With ice sculptures, the shapes are endless, the possibilities amazing. Now, there's many uses for ice, some that can't be overlooked. First, we have our medical uses. Do we really understand the importance that ice has made in the medical field? Without it, organ transplants would not be possible. Without it, blood would not be preserved. The concept of a refrigerator, the concept of a freezer all came from an ice box. These are things that are essential to our lives that help. We have recreation. As you see up here, there's different forms of recreation. These are the things that we most commonly think of when we think of ice, besides perhaps the ice that's in your water. We have ice climbing, ice hockey, ice skating, ice blocking. There's so many things we can do. And the last one that I thought of was culinary. We think of all of the ways that ice affects our food. We have the beautiful ice sculptures that you might see if you go to a fancy party. You have the ice that's in your cup. What would lemonade be like on a hot day without that ice? You have the ice in your refrigerator, or the cooling system that is made after ice, and that was created in the form to keep all of your food cold so that it'll last longer. There's so many uses. It's amazing. Understanding the beauty, the usefulness, and the blessing that ice is in our lives is essential. Without it, I can guarantee we will come to hate ice. As we drive around wishing spring would come, instead we get another ice storm. Perhaps if we took a moment to realize that nature is creating one of the most amazing things that we have, one of the most marvelous things, and a beautiful thing, perhaps then we would enjoy it. Perhaps then we would be more willing for winter to last longer. Let's take the time and enjoy the ice that's around us. Love it for what it is and enjoy it for what it can do.